interconnected world of supply chain management demands that warehouse environments manage all risks that can interrupt that seamless service flow. A major injury or warehouse accident can seriously disrupt your company and those you supply to. One way to gauge if your warehouse operation is indeed effective is to conduct a warehouse operations assessment that focuses on hazards and risk. This type of warehouse assessment is a systematic review of the warehouse functions in order to improve safety and reduce risk. Any good quantitative and qualitative assessment will determine the productivity and service levels of your warehouse operation, enable you to measure safety and identify patterns and trends, and tell you exactly where you are and what you need to do to meet those goals. It will also allow you to compare your measurements with your own in-house goals, as well as industry benchmarks. Let's walk through the approach you might take to conduct a risk assessment in your warehouse and the steps you need to take to reduce risks. Just doing any hazard assessment does not satisfy the law, nor would you be as effective at protecting your people. You need to adapt the risk assessment to your business and make it relevant to your warehouse. Think through the hazards and controls required in your facility. It all starts with RACE. Recognize, assess, control, and evaluate. Recognize. Recognize the hazards and learn where they can occur. Walk around the inside and the outside of your warehouse, noting activities that might pose a risk. Talking to people is key to the process. Ask pointed questions that can illuminate deeper concerns. Talk to supervisors to learn from their detailed knowledge of particular jobs and areas. And be sure to look at non-core activities like maintenance issues, cleaning, receiving oversized items that would be out of the norm. Often these situations elevate risk levels. It doesn't hurt to look back at past incidents and close calls that could have affected your business. You should also consider what you've learned in this video series. The assessment process enables you to identify areas where you can improve safety performance. Assessment. Assess the information you have captured. This involves reviewing all tasks noted at the recognize stage and understanding who could be harmed by hazards and how. Then, look at the standards for guidance to help prioritize your efforts. For each hazard identified, record the controls, if any, that are in place to manage it. Then, compare these controls to the good practice guidance laid out in this video series and other relevant legislation and standards. In Ontario, you may want to look at the Industrial Regulations 851 and CSA standards for racking and lift trucks. Where existing controls don't meet good practice, write down what further actions are needed to manage that risk. Bring these actions back to your team. Control. Control involves putting the findings of the risk assessment into practice. During this stage, you can decide who is responsible for implementing the required actions and when it should be done. Write this down, and when each action is complete, check it off and record the date. This will help demonstrate your due diligence. Write your action plan so it provides for continuous improvements over time. It should include detailed action steps, assignment of accountability, and expected completion dates. Manageable changes introduced gradually will be more effective and more readily accepted by your workforce than one massive overhaul. Gradual change also helps make continual improvement a part of your corporate culture. Make sure any plans you develop include clear action steps, accountabilities, and timelines, and communicate them widely throughout your workplace. Evaluate. You should discuss your findings with the Joint Health and Safety Committee and/or your safety representative. They can review and update the assessment and their inspection tools periodically or at any time when major changes to the warehouse occur. Leverage your ongoing inspections so they include a variety of questions for staff in order to reaffirm risk awareness and control measures. All warehouse operations leverage systems to stay competitive. Why should your approach to safety be any different? Include this systematic approach to RACE your hazards and see how it can contribute to a seamless service flow of value to your company, not to mention those you supply to. I'm Russ Patriquin, and this has been your health and safety tip from Workplace Safety and Prevention Services. For more information, visit WSPS.ca.